Hi, welcome to our today's session. We are going to talk about vendor workflow. By the way, I'm Lisa. I'm a QuickBooks Pro advisor and a business owner. So today, in our QuickBooks workshop, we'll talk about the vendor workflow or your money out transactions. There are two types of expenses under the vendor workflow. We have we record the expense and the bills depending on the time of payment that you pay, the time in which you pay your vendor. So, you record an expense in QuickBooks when you pay your vendor outright. So, your vendor gives you a receipt. The transaction workflow for this is as follows. First, you get the goods or the services from your vendor. Then you pay your vendor outright, either in cash, check, or charge your credit card. And then you are going to go to QuickBooks and record the expense by going to the plus new button. Under the vendor tab, you will click expense. The next one is the bill. This is when you pay your vendor in the future. You will receive a bill or an invoice. And the transaction workflow is as follows. First, you get the goods or the services from your vendor. Your vendor gives you a bill. And then you record the bill in your QuickBooks by going to the plus new button under the vendor tab and click bill. So after recording the bill, you are going to wait for the due date, or if you want, depending on the agreement, the payment terms that you have with your vendor, you can pay after 15 days, 30 days, 60, or 90 days. So upon payment, you are going to record the payment in QuickBooks by going to the bill and record payment. So let's go ahead to our QuickBooks and demonstrate how these vendor transaction workflows happens. So we are now on Craig's Design and Landscaping Services QuickBooks. We are going to record an expense and a bill for Craig. So remember that an expense is when Craig pays an expense outright, and he will record a bill when he will be paying his vendor in the future. So let's go ahead and prepare an expense. Let's choose the vendor. So let's say that Craig is going to pay via the MasterCard. And let's say that he's going to pay for a meal expense. In the amount of $25. Okay, so now that we have uh the expense, we are going to save and we are going to save and close. So before that, let's go to the transaction, save and close. Let's go to expenses, all the expenses, and see where this goes. Expenses, that is today. This one. Meal and entertainment dated on the 27th. Let's filter the transaction. I think it was not recorded, so we are going to repeat. Expense. We have burger, meals, let's say it's travel meals, and the amount is 35. So we are going to save and close this one. So that is how you record an expense. So as you can see, we have here the expense that is recorded today. This one, we paid it through the MasterCard. Let's go ahead and view the transaction journal. So the transaction journal for that is it is paid to a checking account from the checking account of Craig's. Will debit the travel meals of 35 and credit checking. So that is how you record an expense. So let's go ahead and record a bill. Go to plus new button and under vendors, click bill. Okay, so for example, the Craig wanted to pay Books by Bessie after 30 days, after 15 days. So this is the term that Bessie and Craig have agreed upon. So this is the fee, the legal and professional fees for Books by Bessie. We are going to schedule the payment. So if your client is using PayMelio, you can save and schedule the payment here. But now we are going to save and close. So let's go ahead and take a look at the expenses and bills. So you see here under the unpaid ones, we have Books by Bessie. So if you want to pay now, the amount of $75 to Bessie, just click this one and mark as paid. So, or another one is go to vendors and pay bills. Look for the vendor that you wanted to pay and then click check it, and then you'll pay through MasterCard checking and savings. So you'll be able to pay. Be sure that the amount that you have in your credit card or bank account is enough to pay the amount. So let's record the payment by using the pay bills and click save. So let's go ahead and take a look at the So now here under the pay bills, the outstanding bills here, there is now the Books by Bessie has disappeared. So let's go ahead and take a look at the paid ones. So as you can see, Books by Bessie is paid here. Let's go ahead and show payment. It is paid from the MasterCard as of today. Yes. Okay, so that's how you record the bills and expenses in QuickBooks.